Next up at UFC 286, we have the Trilogy fight between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. Leon Edwards, 20-3 overall, the current champion. He's 4-0-1 in his last 5, riding an 11-fight unbeaten streak. We say unbeaten because there was that weird eye poke fight. Kamaru Usman, 20-2, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that knockout loss to Leon Edwards.
What?
Which was his first
repeat
loss.
That?
You'll have your time to be annoying. Which was his first loss since I love that you were just like, you're right. His first loss since 2013. We all watched the first 2 fights. We definitely all watched the last fight. And here's the reality of it. Kamaru Usman got caught off guard in that first round, so he was taken down. Mm-hmm. Then he put it together.
Do you want to go round by round and make sure we got our facts straight? I think we should do that. I agree the first round. He was mounted. Together. He was dominated.
You will have your chance to be.
No, we're going to go round by round just to make sure. I don't want you laying out false facts. We're going to go round by round. Second round. What happened in the second round? Go ahead.
I have to mute you. No. So he had, he was caught off guard in that first round, got taken down, was fully mounted. Jacob's going to use that to be like, Leon Edwards, look what he did in the first round. Then he got tired because it was elevation. That is nonsense. Let's put that aside. Kamaru Usman reset, was caught off guard, went out there, dominated the second round, the third round, dominated most of the fourth, was caught with that leg kick or the head kick. People were talking about a body kick in there as well. The reality is Kamaru Usman's a phenomenal wrestler. We've seen him have some power in his hands. He was very, very confident in that fight, maybe a little too confident. I think Kamaru Usman wins this fight. Minus 250 seems like a fair price for a guy that hasn't lost since 2013. For a guy that hasn't lost since 2013. Who was dominating this fight. He dominated this fight outside of one single takedown and one leg kick. They have fought twice already. For a collective 40-some-odd minutes. And Kamaru Usman has won 38 minutes of their 40 minutes of fighting. And I think it's more of the same. Jakey boy, you're unmuted. Go ahead, be annoying.
Let me just say, I guess from the bottom of my heart, honestly, we really do, and I think Angela would agree with me, we really do appreciate everything that Kamaru Usman has given to the sport. I mean, he was a great champion. Those fights with Colby were crazy. The Jorge knockout, the adversity with Gilbert Burns. We really do respect his career, and we wish him well. I mean, we wish him well because we obviously know that Saturday is going to be. It's going to be his last fight. I mean, it's going to be his last fight because Leon Edwards is absolutely going to retire this guy, and I cannot wait. My bet is placed. If you guys do not know, I have a $1,000 bet on Leon Edwards. I got him plus 205, and I feel absolutely good about it because I put my money where my mouth is. Where a lot of you people are saying, oh, Usman dominated, he's a lock. Oh, my God, lock of this century. Guess what? Go to your bank before they run out of money, because banks are running out of money. Get a loan for as much money as they will give you and put it on Usman if you think he's an absolute lock. Let me tell you something straight right now. After the Petr Yan and Aljo fight, I said, and I picked Aljo in the first fight, I doubled down and picked Aljo again in the second fight. Everyone said, oh my God, how could you pick Aljo? Oh my God, Petr Yan dominated that fight. Petr Yan is going to do unspeakable things to Aljo in that fight. I listened to what Aljo was saying in that fight. He said, listen, I was out of it. I had a bad weight cut. I couldn't do it. He was getting to positions, but he couldn't finish them. And I believed him when he said, listen, I couldn't move. I couldn't move in that fight. So I took that and I said, listen, if he's fine in this next fight, I think he got to the same positions. He can win this fight. So I trusted the guy. And he came through and he won that fight. It's arguably, I mean, people were going to say he didn't actually win that fight, but he came through and everyone went from Petr Yan's going to dominate to, well, Petr Yan actually did win that fight. It's like, shut the fuck up. So in this fight, Leon Edwards in the first fight literally said after the first round, I couldn't move. Slow motion. I could not do anything in there after the first round. And guess what? He still took 0 damage, defended takedowns, and still found the fucking knockout. Everyone talks about the dominating wrestling of Kamaru Usman. Leon defended more takedowns than Kamaru landed. And when he landed the takedowns, he did 0 with them. 0 damage. He was just hugging the entire time. One of the most dominant rounds for Usman was the third round of that fight. You know what the significant strike number was in the third round, Angelo? 10-7. I'll answer it for you. 10-7. Usman outstruck him. Significant strikes. Now, you look at the total
Usman
strikes, but significant
83
strikes.
significant strikes to 55 in that fight.
You had your time.
You're just
the
saying
fact of the matter is this.
You know how many total strikes Usman landed?
The fact of the matter is this. Leon won the first round. The second round was very much more competitive than you remember. There was a takedown with 30 seconds to go that kind of sealed the round for Usman, but Leon was stinging him with left hands in that round 2 or 3 different times, stinging him with left hands when he said he already couldn't move, right? But he's still landing shots. Third round happens, gets taken down, yada yada. Fourth round happens. Fifth round, nothing was happening in that round, and then he found the knockout. Leon is going to come in motivated, confident, swagger through the roof, feeling good, won't have the altitude to deal with, and he is going to absolutely smoke this guy, Kamaru Usman, who was just knocked out for 20 minutes after the last fight. He didn't recognize anything until the ambulance, in his own words. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Kamaru Usman lived thinking he was an untouchable champion. That's how he lived. He's been touched. His confidence is gone. You will see that, and Leon is going to absolutely dominate this matchup, and I can't wait to cash that bet. Go ahead, Angelo, with your rebuttal.
Couple things. I got stats in front of me. First of all, Lymph saying Usman, 10 minutes of control, landed 30 more significant strikes, LOL. You don't know how they score significant strikes. Ground strikes are not significant strikes. Significant strikes are strikes at distance. That's why. Total strikes, 189. You managed to do that and not be on camera. Congrats. 108. Tiffany came in here and grabbed the baby mom.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I didn't.
No. Because I was like, this her arm. Anyway, Kamaru Usman landed 189 total strikes to Leon Edwards 64. 189 to 64.
No, I think we both agree. Leon looked like shit. He looked like shit. I'm not going to argue the stats. Okay. He looked like shit. Guess what didn't happen? He didn't take damage. Guess what else didn't happen? He didn't get finished. Guess what else happened? He got up from every takedown. Guess what else? What else happened? He defended more takedowns than he got taken down, and he looked like shit the entire time. So if he looked like shit and still did that and still found the win, what's he going to look like when he's looking fantastic in front of the home crowd?
Here's the reality of it. You and I are on opposite sides, but unlike you, I'm a reasonable human being. I'm a reasonable person. I can see multiple sides.
I'm reasonable too. If Usman lays on him again, he can win this fight. He's not going to lay on him.
And Leon got that's what happens.
Leon got up.
No, he didn't.
The last fight.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Then how did he get 11 minutes of control time if he was just getting up like it was no big deal?
He defended the takedown, so he got up.
Popping right up. Just popped right up. 11 minutes of control time. Just popped right up. Idiot. Anyway, I think Usman wins this fight. With that being said, I do not have a bet on it. I am not swinging around screaming, he's a guarantee, he's a lock. I think he wins because, logically speaking, he won the vast majority of that fight. I think the first round was a fluke. I think he was caught off guard. I don't think that happens
you
here.
You don't think the altitude plays a part?
I don't understand the whole altitude bullshit. I think
what
it's
do you
nonsense.
mean?
No, I understand. No.
For everyone in the chat, Leon trains, or Usman trains at altitude. The fight was at altitude. Yes, Leon came early, 2 weeks early, to get acclimated. But if you don't train at altitude, your body cannot get used to it. He was absolutely. You saw that happen to Aldo. You saw it with a bunch of people on that card. Even Usman was tired in the 5th round. That's why he couldn't get the takedown. That's why he was just hugging. And when people be like, oh, well, now they both won't have the altitude. Yeah, Usman's going to go from 75 to 100, but Leon was at 30 at that point. And then the 3rd, 4th round, he's going to go to 100. So altitude plays a part. You're going to see it.
Listen, I think Usman wins, okay? I think I'm going to time a dude out right now. Fuck you, talking to me like that. Fucking useless pussy. I think Usman wins this fight. I got to find that comment now. Time his ass out. I think Usman wins this fight. With that being said, I'm a very reasonable person, and he was knocked out cold, and that's just not something.
Listen,
I hear you, but again, I'm a normal person.
Honestly, I think people just kind of There's a lot of people that are just kind of acting like I guess that didn't happen. Like, oh, it was just, yeah, he got a lucky knockout. Do you guys understand how bad that knockout was? That wasn't like a stun, a TKO. He was flatlined and says he doesn't remember anything until he was in the ambulance. Now, Usman's known to exaggerate things, so I don't really believe when he says that.
He's very unlikable.
But he said that he doesn't remember anything until he got in the ambulance in the back. He was flatlined out cold. And Khabib has said before that once you get knocked out, it changes you. We see it with fighters time and time again. We don't even know if his chin's going to be, because he was dropped. I mean, he was hurt by Gilbert. He's been dropped before. He could lose. I mean, his chin could be gone. And it could be a completely different fighter. Come in, gun shy. If I was Leon, I swear to God, if I was Leon, are you still looking for that gun? You still looking for that gun?
Oh, I'm going to time him out.
If I was Leon, the first 3 combinations I throw is that exact same kick. I'm blasting that left head kick just to let him know. I mean, imagine if you're Usman and the first thing you're defending is that head kick, you have to be in your own mind like, oh shit, here we go again. Usman's going to be diving at legs because just like I said last time, and I called it to the T, Leon was my lock of the week, Kamaru Usman cannot stand in front of this guy and not get knocked out. I said it last time. He got knocked out. He can't stand in front of this guy. He can't do it.
I don't disagree. We disagree on the pick. Okay, I think Usman wins.
I think we're both reasonable in what we're saying.
You're not reasonable.
I think we're both reasonable.
You're not a reasonable person.
No, I actually do like that you are reasonable. So keep going on that.
Yeah. So we both, I have to be, otherwise this whole thing implodes on itself. So I think Usman wins this fight because of the wrestling, because of the control time. I think the knockout, he's just like, that'll never happen again. And I think he is going to dive at legs nonstop. I think he's been nonstop working on wrestling for that exact reason.
And
and he's a true champion who has beaten people that Leon Edwards will never beat.
Well,
if Leon Edwards wins this fight, he's not defending this belt.
He was losing to Colby. He lost to Colby. He couldn't finish a 6-day notice Jorge. We know who Jorge is now. He's absolutely awful. He got dropped by Gilbert Burns, and then he knocks out Jorge, which I just said Jorge is awful. So his resume doesn't hold up as well as you think because he lost to Colby twice, or he was on his way.
His last loss before what just happened was 2013, and he just showed up, got it done, came forward, wrestled press. But
I was going to say, Leon shot a takedown like in the 4th round that Usman fence grab on that he would have got. I mean, don't count out Leon also trying to out-wrestle this guy because there were some scrambles there as well.
He was
and
1 for
Usman,
5.
I mean, he faked that nut shot in the 5th round. I think that really hurt him because he really stopped his pace and pressure after that. I saw somebody talk about that today. That I think that
people are obsessed with that lately. I've seen a bunch of comments.
That groin shot in the 5th really hurt him more than people think. He faked an eye poke early. I mean, it's just fence grabs. He's a dirty guy.
Man, people are going to listen. Listen, we're split. My biggest concern here is that Usman was knocked out cold. I don't know how long it takes to recover from something like that. It has been almost a year. What's it been, like 8-9 months? But Usman is a little older. And
he might be the oldest 35-year-old in fight. He's been in some wars, man. And he's been wrestling forever. He's got bad knees. I don't want to use that as because a lot of people are being like,
that's exactly what I was just going to say.
I'm not that narrative. Guy. I'm not that.
This
guy.
whole narrative of his body is falling apart. Here you go. You're timed out. You fuck.
You finally found it.
He commented again. Got his ass. Pussy.
Oh shit.
Anyway, that whole narrative drives me nuts. Oh, he's falling apart. His knees. This that.
No, he's had bad knees for every fight.
And it's never looked. When has he ever actually looked old? When has he looked old, slow, like he's falling apart? Never, ever. So he didn't look old when he was unconscious. He was just
he looked like an old man that fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah. Oh well.
Just heard the doorbell when he just like, oh, where am I?
Now listen, I think Usman wins, but with that being said, he was knocked out unconscious. I am not spending money on it. And good for you for putting your money where Edwards is. I know you love to throw that in people's faces very quickly. Mr. D says, Usman was talking about on the podcast. Usman is one of the most unlikable, worst personalities in the world. That was one of the worst episodes of that podcast ever. He would just say random bullshit. Jacob has a $1,000 bet on Leon Edwards to win. He puts his money where his mouth is. I have not in this fight because I'm not that confident in Usman to win. I think Usman wins. I'm not this confident in him to win the fight.
I mean, I literally said that. I literally said after the fight, because we obviously knew they were going to rematch. I literally said after the fight, I'm like, Leon, he's probably going to be an underdog. He's going to be my biggest bet ever on one fighter. And here we are. Can't wait.
There you go. Guys, we are split on this fight, but this was a fun card to break down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Head on over to WeWantPicks.com and start to take advantage of everything that Premium has to offer. In 2023 alone, we have given you 21.45 units of net profit. That is, you got your bet money back, and this is just cash money profit in your pocket. The left is the safety parlay. Yes, we were down a half a unit because JJ Aldrich, never a woman again. Right before that, Valentina Shevchenko, never a woman again. Before that, win, 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 win. The safety parlay in 2023 is up over 5 units just in 2023, 5.9, so almost 6. And our just straight up bets for premium members, the free ones we give away, are up 15 units. WeWantPicks.com for all of that. We just added our latest feature. Every month we're adding new features, new functions, new things to make this the greatest value in history. And the latest thing we added was a 38-column spreadsheet of detailed analytics. There are people out there charging money just for the spreadsheet. We're giving you the spreadsheet. Take it. It's with membership. You're going to get everything else and the spreadsheet. Also, we divide it up. You can interact with it. You can slice and dice that data. WeWantPicks.com. Listen, if you guys don't bet, you don't do any of that stuff, hey, man, you like the content? It's a good time? You're enjoying it? Become a premium member just to show your support. And if you want that $50, WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. I will send you $50 as a thank you.
Any last words? I like Zodiac said, Angelo, lay off the salt. That was pretty funny. No, I think my last words is, I can't wait to say I told you so on Leon, and I will probably be streaming Saturday. I'm not 100% sure, but look for the stream Saturday, which should be a lot of fun. It's an early card, so we'll get those monsters going early.
Yeah, listen, I'm rooting for you because I don't have money on that fight, and it's better for We Want Picks, and you're my buddy. I hope you win some money. I'd rather be wrong with a pick and you make some money and the channel does well.
Don't worry. I mean, I don't need you hoping and praying. I mean, it's a foregone conclusion at this point.
Yeah, you sort of have the last couple of weeks. Sort of have. How's that lock of the week streak?